Hi everyone. The video today is going to be about the aging narcissistic parent. A lot of you feel very guilty about not supporting your mother or father when they are old and they are probably ill. And the thought that comes to mind is, do you owe them anything? If your parent was high on the narcissistic spectrum and did abuse you a lot, treated you very badly, sucked all your energy, made you feel guilty, gaslighted you, threatened you, then you owe them absolutely nothing. Just because they are now older and frailer, just because they are maybe slowly losing their memory, or maybe they're slowly developing Alzheimer's or dementia, it doesn't mean that it's your job to look after them. Maybe your narcissistic parent has alienated everybody around them. Maybe their wife has left them. Maybe your siblings don't want to look after them anymore. And that's fine, because if somebody has been mentally ill, and with their mental illness they have been extremely hurtful to you and extremely abusive towards you, or they have been so selfish that they haven't wanted to be a part of your life, they haven't wanted to visit your home, they haven't shown interest in your job or your children or their grandchildren, why the hell should you look after them? Why take away from the peace and serenity that you may be experiencing in your own home since you went no contact with them? Just because your narcissistic parent is maybe in hospital and is about to die, does that still mean that you have to go there and see them? Well, in my personal opinion, I don't think so. If you made peace with the fact that you went no contact with your parent, and you let them go with love, and you sent them on their way, and you wished them all the best, but that unfortunately you could not have a relationship with them anymore because the relationship was just so toxic, then that is enough. If you already grieved the fact that your parent wasn't able to be a healthy parent, if you've already grieved the fact that you didn't have unconditional love from this parent, if you've already grieved that and you've let go of that, then that is it. Unfortunately, there's this culturally imposed myth that we must show compassion to our aging parents. But with a narcissistic parent, you don't have to show compassion. And you do not owe them anything because they were incapable of giving you what you needed. And it may not have been their fault because they were emotionally handicapped and they just weren't able to because they didn't deal with their own childhood trauma, their own wounds, and they just didn't develop into a better human being. But that's not your fault. That's just how it is. You have the right now to say, I am incapable of looking after them because I have reached my limit. I have reached my limit with this toxic person. They do not bring any joy into my life. All they have done is cause me pain. And yes, there might be a small ounce of love in there. You will always think of your parents and there will be love there because they are your parents. However, that still isn't enough sometimes, especially when the relationship was so toxic that they continued to hurt you even as an adult. If anybody deserves compassion more than your narcissistic parents, that person is you. You deserve compassion for all the years you suffered with the abuse that you endured. It's time to heal. It's time to let go. Grieve your parents. Grieve the fact that they weren't healthy. Close that door and say goodbye in your own way. Write them a letter and say, you know what? I loved you with all my heart. I am grateful for the things that you did do for me. However, this relationship is not healthy for me anymore, and I cannot be in contact with you anymore. And say goodbye with love. Wish them all the best and say goodbye once and for all. So that is the end of the video. Take care of yourselves. And just before I go, I would like to say that I'm currently creating a new course which is going to be about self-assertion and dealing with difficult situations. A lot of you out there may have grown up with narcissistic parents, and this usually results in you being a doormat or a people pleaser because your parents always told you that you were not allowed to have your own emotions, that you were not allowed to voice your opinion. So you were always too scared to speak up. You were always too scared to stand up for yourself in a healthy way, of course. So this course is going to help you understand what healthy communication is like, especially when it means that you need to say no to somebody, that you need to make your point, and that point has to be understood by the other person in a clear way. So being assertive is a very, very important skill for those of us who have been codependent, for those of us who are maybe a bit passive, and for those of us who are people pleasers. It's going to be available around mid-August, and I will do a video about this, and I will put a link in the description below so you can access this course. I really, really hope that it will help you. So that's it. Thanks so much. I will see you in my next video. Take care.